This curiosity didn't kill the cat. Meow.
Old Line Watches.
Hey there, welcome to Old Line Watches. With you as always is Jeremy, your old man from the old line state of Maryland. And today we are doing a review of the Nubeo Curiosity. It's a bit of a chunkster. We will get into all of that stuff. But first, as you saw somewhere up there, this is sponsored by Nubeo. They sent me this watch for review. I do not have to do anything other than give an honest review. I am not obligated to them for any sort of editorial control or anything like that at all. There's been if you are in the YouTuber watch sphere, there's been a little hubbub about watch companies making demands of YouTubers, and that was not the case with this. Nubeo was like, hey, you want to review this? We'll send it to you. I was like, cool. It's like, great, post a review, thanks. That was it. But I will be putting a link to Nubeo's website where you can purchase this fine piece of watch. As usual, if you are enjoying this content that I make, like, subscribe, comment, all that happy stuff. All right, let's turn the camera on and go.
Stats and specs.
All right, diving in, we have the Nubeo NB6049-01, aka Curiosity in black. It is inspired by the NASA Curiosity rover that spent many years exploring Mars. Case diameter is 48 millimeter, including the crown, bringing it up to 54 millimeter. Lug to lug of 58 millimeter. Lug width of 24. 18.5 millimeter thick. Woo! And it clocks in at a hefty 202 grams on the supplied silicone strap. Under the hood, she's powered by a, quote, Japanese quartz, which probably means Miyota. People usually like saying they have Seiko movements, but not always as much with Miyota for no discernible reason, because they are very much on par with one another. The case is 316L stainless steel, brushed everywhere. The brushing does go in different directions with occasional bits of like a matte finish or like inside those little openings there. It's got these black triangle tipped screws that I'm pretty sure are decorative, but they do look pretty cool. Nubeo has made several branded NASA watches, as well as several inspired by. This is one of the inspired by. It's also available in an automatic if that's floating your boat. It is protected by a nice thick piece of mineral crystal with a AR undercoating with a blue tinge, as you can see there. All four of the crowns feature textured lowers and chrome polished buttons. The primary crown has a snap-on crown guard, signed with the Nubeo N, which also kind of looks like a Z depending on which way you look at it, and is a screw-down crown. The pushers are not screw-down. This oddball crown over here is actually for an inner rotating dive time bezel. It does not lock in place. It does not have clicks. It's just free moving with the crown. It does not move around a lot, and it does not get moved when you bump it very much because it's kind of protected just by the girth of the watch. The screw down case back has your basic stat line, 316 stainless, reference number, chronograph, water resistance to 200 meters. It has a fitted silicone strap, again following the kind of space AG theme look to it. A very cool signed buckle. Still think it looks kind of like a superhero mask. I'm gonna get you, Joker, or something. Rachel! Okay, enough of weird Jeremy puppet theater. All right, the dial has a lot going on with it here. The center line here has what I call a kind of a coffin shape to it, with the Nubeo branding and the water resistance rating on the other side with a nicely integrated date window there. It has machine screws on each corner of the coffin area there that look like they might actually be holding some of this together. I don't know if they're decorative or not. The main body of the dial is a hobnail pattern that goes across the subdials even. The chronograph itself is actually the top subdial, and it's a 60-minute chronograph dial below, and the actual central second hand is actually just the running seconds. It has open style loomed indices that are symmetrical all the way around, being cut off for the subdials. I don't know if I'd call these open hands or skeletonized hands. Maybe opened is probably better, but they do feature a ton of loom, which gives it a pretty good readability despite how busy it is. The second hand has a little bit of orange there to match with the subdials, and right on the top of the pinion it has another one of those triangle screws that tie into the rest of the case. Inner rotating bezel that is, let me get this at an angle so you can really see it. The inner rotating bezel is super like 3D. It's the bezel itself is very sharply angled, and all of the indices and Arabics are raised up. That's not like a cool looking 3D effect. That's the actual raised numbers and indices.
And as you can see over the course of this 15-minute test period, the loom is very strong and long-lasting. I've noticed that the minute hand has stronger loom than the hour hand though, which is a little bit weird, but whatever.
And here it is on my 6 3/4 inch wrist, and its size is deceptive because, yeah, it's big. There's no denying it's monstrously large. That's part of the design of it. But it doesn't look ridiculous or absurd, and it's quite comfortable. Because of the weight, it's not necessarily something you're going to put on first thing in the morning and wear all the way to bedtime, but going to a social event, going to the beach, something like that, absolutely.
Props and slops.
So for our props and our slops, in the props column, the overall design really evokes space exploration. Everything, even if it's just there for cool looks, everything's there for a reason, and the design elements all work together. Like I said in the unboxing video, it kind of is like a big nerdy Invicta. Instead of appealing to people that like Ed Hardy stuff, this is definitely more appealing to people that have like Lego collections and a favorite Mythbuster. All right, for these slops. All right, well, for some people, the size is going to be a big turnoff. That's nothing to be done about it. It's part of the design. It's what it is. The crown guard isn't as snug as I'd like it to be. It's got a little bit of a wobble, and the chrono pushers are very soft. There's no responsiveness. Like, you don't even know it's running until it actually starts running. All right, the bottom line. This thing retails on the Nubeo website for $800. It is, as of the time of this recording, it was on sale for $500, which is a far more reasonable number to look at. Nubeo does seem to play the high retail game that a lot of watchmakers do. Invicta and Jevral are probably the two biggest offenders, but a lot of them do it to a greater or lesser degree. If you are patient and not so picky with colorways, you can usually get these on a sale for even better than the $500, but you are risking losing out on a preferred colorway because the cool ones go quicker. As of this recording, the black one is still in stock. There will be a link in the description if you want to go take a look for yourself. So that's the Nubeo Curiosity. Definitely left with some mixed feelings on it. but it's an impressive piece of engineering, and the fact that they've managed to make this thing not look obnoxious despite its massive size is really impressive. I definitely suggest checking it out if you have a chance or opportunity. Whether it's your thing or not, you will not be disappointed. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Until next time, this is your old man from the Old Line Estate, signing off.